the ability to unmute.
Oh, okay. Good.
Present. I'm here.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Wazinski. Commissioner Abbey?
Here.
Commissioner J. Agostino? Here. Commissioner Delgado?
Here.
Moving on to the Sunshine Law Statement, this meeting today conforms with Chapter 231 Public Law from 1975 called the Open Public Meetings Act. And as per the requirements of the statute, notification of the meeting was published in the Star Ledger and the Home News Tribune and filed with the clerk of Middlesex County.
Great. Do we have any correspondence? Jim?
No specific correspondence. I'll give a little updated report whenever you'd like, Chairman.
Okay, well, we can move right into the committee reports.
Distributed in your packet for review was the financial report. There's no further information at this time, along with the recycling report. I'm sure if we have Paul Massera on the line, we can.
Paul couldn't be on the call tonight. He had I think, minor procedure of some kind today, so he wasn't able to join us. But
sure, we have your operations update under new business, so we'll hold the supplemental items until then. And moving on to the redevelopment report, I have a verbal update for you for our Jersey Avenue School project. The first being that the conceptual programming design is nearing completion. The development team has reviewed the building programming requirements, as well as the conceptual design options with the staff. Building and program design information has also been discussed with the Board of Education's Facilities Committee and the Parents Community Advisory Committee, formerly the School Site Review Committee. Furthermore, an application for site plan approval was submitted to the City of New Brunswick. The application was reviewed at a meeting of the city's Technical Advisory Committee held on December 16th, 2020. The project team will submit a revised application to the city in January 2021 for consideration by the Planning Board at an upcoming public meeting. Our landmark dates through our project schedule remain true, which are the major project milestones include commencing excavation is planned to occur between May and June 2021. Commencing the structure is planned to occur in December 2021, and along with the building enclosure is designed to be completed by October 22, with substantial completion goal date at this time as August 2023. An additional redevelopment report for the Cancer Pavilion project is that phase 1 was concluded on June 1st, 2020. At this time, the design development phase of the Cancer Pavilion project is currently underway, with 75% of the design development drawings issued for the pricing on December 18th, 2020. The final design development drawings will be issued by January 31st, 2021. Furthermore, the project architect has continued to engage with many user groups as it completes the phase of their building design. The milestones for this project still remain true, and I'll go over them at this point in time. Complete design development has a goal date by the end of this month, once again, and commencing excavation will occur July 2021. Commencing the structure shall occur by April 2022, with the building enclosure to be ideally met at January 2023. So those are our updates at this point in time. I'd also like to provide the board that the North Brunswick train station project has received proposals from qualified vendors. We're moving on to the next phase of that process, which includes oral presentations. And we're hopeful by the March meeting, we'll put before the board some qualified vendors for that project for the review. And that completes my redevelopment report.
Very good. Thank you, Ann.
You are welcome.
Jim, do we have any old business?
No, sir.
Any new business?
Nothing specific. I can give you a quick update if you like at this point.
Sure.
Just to tag on to Ann's report on the recycling, things are moving well. Team is doing a great job. Vendors are doing well. We are in the process of finalizing the individual municipal schedules which are at the printer at the county, getting finalized, and then they'll be distributed and available to the residents throughout the county. Completed the transition of McFoods over to the Community Service Division over at the county. We also received state approval of the budget. Kudos to the Finance Department, the entire team, for the 2021 budget being approved by the state. So we really appreciate that. And updated you on the engineering design work for the train station. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. And discussions of resolutions?
Sure. Before the board today, we have two items, two resolution items. The first one is item 8A, which is a resolution certifying the review of the 2019 annual audit. The second one being the resolution amending 2020 recycling operations update. And this amending the 2020 recycling operations budget is due to some substantial increases for vendor operations, along with adding the, I believe it's North Brunswick municipality to our recycling program. Sorry for the confusion, I always get all the Brunswicks mixed up, but yes,
Yep.
It was North Brunswick. So those are two resolution items for vote by the board today.
Okay, great. And now we have the approval of the minutes. I guess I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion, Christine.
And a second.
Second, Paul.
All right, all those in favor, aye.
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 Like nobody's opposed, so that will move. Public comments on resolutions? Do we have anybody from the public that would like to comment on the resolutions? Please raise your hand.
Chairman, I don't see any hands raised at this point.
Oh, okay, so we will close the public comments on resolutions and continue to move. So now we will do the approval of the resolution. So I would ask for a motion to approve the resolutions all together.
Motion.
And a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No one opposed? And that will move. Payment of vouchers, so we're gonna need a motion to pay our vouchers.
Motion.
Second.
And a second, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
None opposed, that will move. We will now move into the public session. If anyone from the public would like to speak, comment, now's the time. Please raise your hand so that we can recognize you. And if we do, please state your name and where you're from. Oh, I see somebody there.
Yep, I'll unmute the first participant.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, hello, members of the board. It's Charlie Cradaville from New Brunswick. Can you hear me?
Hello, Charlie. How are you today?
I'm just fine, thanks. It's good to be with you. I wanted to ask a few questions with my time. For instance, we've talked about video meetings versus audio meetings. Is the board gonna, get with the more modern technology and start having video meetings like other entities? I know the commissioners just did their meeting on video.
We don't have any immediate plans to switch to video.
Okay, well, I would suggest it as a best practice. I do want to make a correction. I know at the last meeting I had stated that I had no press releases from George Devaney. I did learn that one of the press releases I had gotten from Kimberly Burnett at the county did have his name on it, so I want to be accurate and correct the record. There was one press release I got from him, and I did hear from him and have gotten in touch with him and appreciate his help in getting the audio recording of your last meeting. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know this meeting I am not only recording but also broadcasting live on New Brunswick Today. I did want to follow up about the plans for a new school. I'm not sure, I know a lot of people tried to get this across over the summer, but there's off-site contamination that what's the plan to address that? Because obviously you can truck out the dirt that's there now, but if there's off-site contamination that's going to run, into the site in the future, that doesn't solve the problem. So what's going to happen with that?
And I don't know if you have any specifics.
Sure. Through you, Chairman, I know they're doing this is through the redevelopers report to me. So once again, the EMCIA is acting as a redevelopment entity, which basically enforces the terms and conditions through the agreements. However, they did provide me with the information that a phase 1 environmental site assessment report, as well as a preliminary assessment and site investigation has completed on the site. In addition to the information from a comprehensive environmental studies performed by others was also reviewed for the environmental consultant. There is a historic fill located throughout the site and a number of isolated areas of concern. So they're going through the standards of remediation and working with NJDEP. So I'm sure that if there's any exceedances in the standards through the New Jersey Department of Protection, they must be in compliance with that before moving forward. I don't have any further updates at this time, Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there somebody I could talk to at the authority about this? Because I do think it's an important issue to get out in front of.
Well, yes, I just provided you with all the information that we have at this time. There's no further information that you can speak to, but as always, you can always contact me at my office as you have that information. But once again, they completed phase 1. They are working with NJDEP to remediate any of the exceedances, and they must be in compliance before moving forward.
Gotcha. Okay. I do want to ask about those agreements that you're enforcing, the redevelopment agreements passed over the summer. They all include eminent domain, yet the redevelopment plan that they are, that they draw their authority from specifically does not allow eminent domain because it's an area in need of rehabilitation, not an area in need of redevelopment. So can you tell me, is the improvement authority of the position that eminent domain is possible here and that these shell companies, the LLCs, are going to be able to exercise eminent domain power possibly? Or is it your position that that's just, maybe a mistake in the agreement or doesn't belong there or won't be enforced?
And do you have an answer to that?
Yes, Chairman, at this time, this seems as though that Mr. Cradaville is looking for a legal interpretation of these agreements. And as the board understands that, as a courtesy, I won't be extending my professional services to Mr. Cradaville because the authority is my client. However, this is a mechanism that, if necessary, could be used in the future if some variables are arisen. I can't provide you with any type of hypothetical in which they may or may not be enforced. And at this time, there's no eminent domain in place. And it simply is a tool that is used in these types of projects if necessary.
Right, fair enough, but it's in the agreement though. So I'm just concerned that the agreements violate what the planning board has authorized. And I'm just curious if you agree that the planning board didn't want eminent domain.
I can share my intention about what the planning board may or may not have wanted. My apologies, Mr. Cradaville.
That's okay. Have you reviewed the redevelopment plan?
I'm sure if this is the appropriate avenue for a Q&A for the MCIA's attorney, but I'm going to ask the chairman to, may he streamline this comment section of it.
Well,
sure.
I asked, okay, I'll let you speak, Chair.
Thank you. Charlie, and I'm not able to I don't think I'm able to specifically answer your question to your satisfaction right this minute, but in my experience, having done some redevelopment work, it is often put in as in case it's needed if you come down the road and something is needed, and that could be anything as minimal as a curb cut. I've had, as an attorney, I've had cases where you had to use eminent domain to get a right of way to put in a light because you need 5 feet on the corner. So I believe that that's why it's there, but we will look further into that eminent domain and specifically, I think what you're asking for, and try to get you a better answer sometime in the very near future.
Okay, well, that would be appreciated. That was the last issue I wanted to bring up today. I did, ask who I could talk to. You told me the attorney, so I was just talking and trying to get the answer to that question, and ultimately to ensure that, what the authority is doing is in compliance with what the planning board authorized, because, I don't want what the planning board authorized to get twisted into something else. So I'm sure you can understand where I'm coming from, and the only reason I asked if she'd reviewed the redevelopment plan is because if she hasn't, I think she should, and I think that everyone should and be familiar with what it says. And if the agreements are not in accordance with that, the agreements need to be changed, and that's my position. And I just wanted to share it with you, and thank you for the opportunity to address you today.
Sure, thank you. Do we have anyone else?
There are no other hands raised, Chairman.
All right. So that closes the public session, which motion to adjourn. So moved. All right. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Everybody be safe.
Thank you, you too.
Condolences again, Jim.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
condolences to you
Thank
and your
you.
family.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.